things that you can't change today, that is going to be exactly what it is right now. And then we can try something else another day or try the same thing later. But right now, this is what it is. And we take that and we move forward.
Yeah. So, how was the world for you as someone who practices a place of peace when we went through so much pain last year? And we've been through a lot of pain, but last year was the crescendo of fuck this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing yoga in the park, and I put it out, and I think everybody was feeling that way, because that day I think we had about 20 people out there in Malcom X Park. I wouldn't call it Meridian Hill because I was mad. I was mad, so I was like, Malcom X Park, y'all, 11 o'clock, you know, like, we gonna breathe this shit out. And then I came in with my Fight the Power playlist, so it was like all pro-black everything. I think one of the songs was Fight the Power, but it was on that wavelength, like Nina Simone. Like, I had feeling things in there because people were pissed.
Still are.
You still are,
Yeah.
Still are. But it was fresh then, so it was just like, well, like, how do we let this out? And we all gathered, and everyone just stood around and like looked at the music and looked at the people and heard all the blackity black, and even that was empowering in itself, because while I'm teaching, the basis of that was we are here, and you are here in your body and in your spirit and in your soul. And it's okay, and we're not going to be afraid to not be here, even if we're not welcomed. We are here. So just having that, having the ability to create that space for not only myself to let that out, but also to give other people just space to feel safe and breathe was big for me.
Okay, so you built the space, and one day I woke up and I looked at IG and you were on the soccer field in DC. Tell me about that day, because I was like, wait, what? I was like, I love it, but the win.
Well, here's the thing. So although I teach lifted yoga class, I am a 500-hour trained vinyasa power yoga teacher and instructor. So when I got trained in yoga, like I said, it was more a part of the self journey and sharing that with other people. So I got my 200-hour at Core Power hot yoga. So I was like, oh, this is the shit. So let me get back in here. But while I was at Core Power and I was training, I just realized the lack of representation.
Yes.
All the girls, regardless of skin tone, talked the same, walked the same, instructed the same. And I did not fit in there. I was just like, I don't even want to. Do I have to say that? Like,
the structure is
yeah, like I have to do these words, but I don't say that, And so I created a space where I didn't have to, because I'm still certified to do this thing, and I'm gonna do it. And if I can't do it your way, because neither one of us are comfortable with that,
and you have the right to be empowered.
Yeah, I'm gonna find another way to do it. And then I think last year, I went back, and with this whole, again, encouragement thing, there were a lot of black yogis coming out of everywhere, which was great for me because I ran into a few, and one of them was hosting a 300-hour teacher training, and I was like, from a black lady? Like that, that was amazing to me, because representation, I would have never thought that I can get my 300-hour from someone, I can actually relate to in conversation and in the yoga space.
Yeah.
And so I went ahead, I took that, and that was in Vinyasa yoga, which is just a breath by movement flow. And here we are. So that's how I got to Audi, because I'm certified in both of those things. So I have a friend who was teaching there, and she was like, hey, they're looking for an instructor. Would you be able to help? And I was like, yeah, sure, that would be cool as hell. So I went up there, I taught the class, and I think I did like 2 more classes after that, but it was pretty cool.
Okay. What's the significance of a black yogi?
I don't think there is significance of a black yogi. I just think there is significance in the principles of yoga. And for example, when I'm talking yoga or doing something around my nieces or my nephews, and for just people growing up to see that, oh, our age, our generation, right? White people do yoga. That's the common consensus. So I like for them to see that everybody can do yoga and everybody can benefit from this. And maybe your yoga practice looks like that or like this, but either way, it's a practice. If you go pull your mat out and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to lay here for 10 minutes and not say anything. That is a piece of your practice. And that is imperative because you needed every minute of that 10 to where you just did nothing. So I just want to open the door. Like, how far people take it is completely upon them. But I love that the door is open and the conversations happen. And they invite other people to be like, I don't know, let's just go see, you know.
Has this conversation piece shaken the table or reshaped how people view and experience yoga?
Yes. Because it's not driver's yoga class. I say that all the time, and it's not. If you go to any other studio, you probably will not get the same experience that you received at my class, and it's not because they can't, it's just because people are different. So their class is structured in a way that suits who they are. And this class is structured around who I am and what I would like my class to experience. And I want them to enjoy whatever they experience within my class. And I don't care what they left remembering yoga asanas or, you know, Sanskrit or any of that. If they came to my class and took out child's pose made my hips feel better, you know, I feel like I won.
That's beautiful. Because when you said that, I was like, I do like to do a lot of hip stuff when I'm home alone and I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Like one of my main poses, I forgot what it's called, but it's when you put your knees against the ground and you sink into your hips and spread your knees out.
Child's pose.
Yeah,
see?
That's like my thing.
Yeah.
And then I get to the point where it's like, oh, you've been in this pose a little bit too long. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
And let's stretch them out.
I should move before I'm stuck. So,
yeah.
As a practitioner, have you ever been stuck?
Absolutely. I get stuck. I get in places where I don't want to practice, but I feel like it this week. I don't have to, you know. But you just have to come back. Like, you have to stay consistent. But you also can give yourself grace. I practiced for 3 weeks. I can take 2 days to allow my body to rest, because allowing your body to rest is a part of your practice. Allowing the mind to rest is a part of your practice. So if it's always active and it's never resting, it's not going to be at its full potential. So one day at a time.
No, that's real. That's real. So where can the people find you?
The people can find me on Instagram. I am Lilu Yoga, Leelu Yoga. Also, Lilu Yoga on Twitter and Facebook.
You are lit on Twitter. I really enjoy laughing at everything
Thank you.
you say and agreeing. I'll be like, yep, man, you got a point. I be want to text you sometimes like you shaking up tables. I see you.
But the thing with Twitter, and I love it because I don't have enough followers for anyone to care. So no one's gonna grab it and be like, oh, you see what, you know. So I can still have my fun on Twitter. So I love it over there.
What's funny is when it comes to the space of Twitter, I kind of wanted to avoid putting up mental health content on Twitter for a little bit. I wanted to like build my stuff on IG first and now Twitter, because like there's some monsters over there where they just want to argue. They're just angry, and I'm like, look, you could be angry, but listen to my message, and then like just be angry.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Learn how to deal with your anger.
Yeah. So, dealing with anger. How do you deal with someone who's dealing with anger within a class or a session, or do you know what that looks like?
Dealing with someone who's dealing with anger. I don't think I know what that looks like. I can tell when people are dealing with something.
Okay.
But I cannot tell what that thing is. I've had people come in before, you know, they come in and they're just kind of like, you know, whatever, hi, you know, just pretty withdrawn. And then by the end of class, they're like sitting up tall and they're like, thank you, I feel great, you know. So I've seen energy shifts.
Yeah.
and that also goes into what I am instructing. If I am sensing something like that in the class, that where someone might need to hear this or do this, I will definitely bring that about.
Okay, all right. I think this has been beautiful. Is there anything that you would like to leave anyone who is watching this with, like a message or a word?
A message or a word? Yes, be you and breathe.